You guys feel it? I'm feeling it. That's right. It's that time of year. It's Halloween. Halloween's my personal favorite holiday of the year. And we're here from Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida, to talk about our hype list for Halloween Horror Nights. We have all the houses, scare zones, experiences, and shows announced. And we're gonna give you each of our hype lists, which are very different. We'd love to know your hype list of what you're excited for. So come and join us and maybe see you in the fog.
All right, the first scare zone that we believe that you will see when you enter the park is right here, the Origins of Horror. The way that it's described is this: enter a decaying conservatory of twisted vines where artists carve tributes to HHN 34. You'll encounter monstrous crows, gargoyles, and more. You'll notice a lot of the stuff with HHN this year is related to vines and stained glass. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of that with this particular scare zone. All right, so let's get started. This is the first house. The speculation is between Minion Mayhem and the Universal Studios store is the Wyatt 6, the Horrors of WWE. This is an IP, but it's based on an original story collaborating directly with World Wrestling Entertainment. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about this one. Best I can say is, if you have a friend who is a wrestling fan, ask them. The lore of this house goes back quite a few years from a man named Bray Wyatt, who sadly passed away a few years ago. But this idea was his genius creation, and finally someone is bringing it to life in a whole new way. As a WWE fan, I am very excited about this house. I know a lot of people are like, WWE doesn't sound scary. If you know what I know, you'll be excited about this house.
All right, guys and gals, we are here at what we assume is going to be the entrance to El Artista, a Spanish haunting. Set back in the 19th century of Spain, an artist tries to escape reality by going to a very small-mannered, or what he thinks is small-mannered house in reserved Spain. But what he doesn't realize is the ghosts and spirits of the manor drive him completely insane, and the characters, demons, and monsters that he creates via the art is brought to life in this house. This is my #1 hype house. I love original houses here at Universal. They take the story, they captivate you, and they bring you into it. And I think that what they're gonna do with this house, with the architecture, with the characters and everything, is really going to just amp it up and bring it over the top. So for me, this is my #1.
And finally, this is what we believe to be the entrance of the most hyped house for me and Matt, and that is our #1, Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, this is not his #1, this is his #4. But overall, we are happy that this house is finally happening. All the speculations have finally come true. But we do have to preference that this is not based off of the video game. It will have Easter eggs from it, but this is based off the Five Nights at Freddy's movie that came out, what was it, last year? Or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago,
yeah.
If you're an avid fan of the game Five Nights at Freddy's, there will be a lot of Easter eggs, so the replayability of this house is going to be for you. But if you have just watched the movie, you're still going to have fun. We do think that this is going to be the longest line of any house at all of this year. Average queue of probably 60 minutes to 120 minutes. So get here first.
That being said, it is my #4 on my personal hype list. That being said, it is the highest of the IP or the intellectual property houses on my list. I just don't know if it's going to live up to the hype that we're all hoping it will. I'm hoping it will because they are working directly with Henson Studios, who helped do the puppetry and the animatronics for the movie. So if they do this right, it's probably going to bounce up a lot on my list personally. This is just personal taste. Do not take this to heart. I am a Five Nights at Freddy's fan. I just don't know if I'm up to the hype that a lot of the people are.
Well, he's a bigger fan of the original.
But what do you think? Let us know in the comment section down below. And which house are you most hyped for? This is what we believe to be the entrance to the Grave of Flesh. From what I've read on this could potentially have the chance to be one of the scariest original houses HHN has ever made. And why is that? Well, it's your funeral. You are going through your grave into the underworld, where flesh-eating monsters will be chasing you through the catacombs of the cemetery. Basically, you have to get away from them before they eat you alive. That, to me, just screams scary on a whole nother level. What do you think?
All right, we believe that this is going to be the entrance to the next IP, Terrifier. Art the Clown is on a rampage, and you are the victim. Now, fair warning for people, if you have not seen the Terrifier films, they are some of the goriest, nastiest, bloodiest movies that have ever been made. So, the speculation is, for this house, there's gonna be two paths, a wet path and a dry path. So, this has potential to be one of the bloodiest, goriest houses you have ever seen.
Well, we're here at the next scare zone, and as you can see, it's pretty barren. But this is where we believe Mutations Toxic 20s will be. Now, Mutations Toxic 20s is a bustling 1920 neighborhood. A BuzzCon truck with radioactive cargo crashes into the mobster getaway car, sending the city into a toxic pandemonium. It mutates everyone in the path, including you. Are you safe? Well, only one way to find out.
All right, so we are here in front of the scariest ride in all of Universal, Fast and Furious Supercharged. Ah! Sadly, it is closed during HHN, and the reason it is closed is because we're speculating that there is going to be a house here based on... Wait, what was that sound? Uh-oh, that sound usually means that Jason Voorhees is coming. This is a whole new version of Jason that we've never seen before. I'm hyped for this house because I'm a huge fan of the Friday the 13th series. I can't wait to see what Universal has up their sleeves and what Jason has in store for the counselors.
So we're here in what we would call a Horror Nights experience. So not necessarily a scare zone this year, but they call it Club Horror. And it's gonna be a DJ, dance party, character, meet and greet, photo op, all of the above experience. So this is where you kind of come to decompress from the horror and have some fun. So not everybody wants to be scared at Horror Nights for some god-awful reasons, but if you just need to decompress and want to dance it out, Club Horror is where you need to be. Welcome to Nightmare Fuel, the Circus of Decay. Nightmare Fuel is an ongoing live-action stunt acrobatics, pyrotechnics, everything show all rolled into one, with a little bit of magic sprinkled in there. But the biggest thing is the acrobatics, the fire dancing, the ability to just captivate the audience with not only dancing, but their bodies. In fact, look for me hanging from the roof, dancing in the show, because I'm one of the stars in the show, in case you didn't know that. I wish. Anyway, this is one of the few shows that you can actually have a seat in and kind of relax your feet for a little bit. This is about a half an hour long show, and we suggest arriving 15 to 20 minutes prior to showtime to get a good seat. Now, not saying there's a bad seat in the house, but there are some that are better than others. So the earlier you get here, the better chance you have at getting those seats. Now you're all rested up, saw a great show. Are you ready for 1, 2 houses right next to the show? Well, you're in luck, because 2 houses are gonna be right through this gate here. A little bit of a walk, but don't worry, there is a restroom down there too. So, first house that is gonna be down there is going to be Fallout, based on the hit Amazon Prime TV show, where you're gonna travel outside of the Fallout in the post-apocalyptic LA, Los Angeles. So this is gonna be more about the TV show, but again, have ambience and little Easter eggs to the game for those of you who played it. Big gamer like myself, I'm gonna be looking for those Easter eggs, because between me and you, I kind of like the game better than the series, but the series is still good. Right next door to that, we have Gulkin, Monsters of the North. Another one that I personally have very high expectations for. This is an original house about Viking and Nordic culture and bringing those heritage and monsters that these Vikings and pirates have feared into the house. So the spirits of Norway have captivated your souls, and they may take you captive as part of their crew. What do you think?
All right, next up on our list, we believe that this is the entrance to Dolls Play Dead. Now, this is one of my most anticipated original houses for the main fact that it is dolls. Long story short, my grandma used to have a bunch of porcelain dolls and they scared the absolute out of me. Trust me, this is not going to be for little kids, at least not what I'm thinking. The whole explanation behind this house is that you have become toy size and you're going into basically the room of a, I want to say, mentally deranged girl. She has taken fashion dolls and melded and burned them together. You're going to be chased by them through her entire house, and then you're going to go underneath the bed and be hunted by dolls she has stitched together. Think of a female Sid from Toy Story. I think this house is going to be majorly underrated. I think it's going to be one of the top ones, but only time will tell. And here we have another original house that I am excited for. This is going to be hopefully the entrance to Hatchets and Chains. One cool thing about this house is that this was featured in Slaughter Cinema 2, one of the big houses for last year. Slaughter Cinema is usually known for making an announcement for a house before it's actually announced. But this takes place in an old west town where hell has broken loose. Masses of red-hot lava demons are crawling out of hell's well and trying to possess everyone, melting everything in their path, from the post office to the bank, from the prison to the graveyard. And your only help is Hatchet and Chains and the mythical bag of weapons. Can you make it out alive?
One of the most exciting additions for 2025 is Hauntophonic, A Ghoulish Journey, the return of a Lagoon show to Halloween Horror Nights. We're sure it's going to feature water, music, maybe some drones, maybe some pyrotechnics. Very excited for the return of a Lagoon show to Halloween Horror Nights.
Sorry, I can't resist like the cats of this scare zone in here. This is the cat lady of Crooked Lane Scare Zone. Travel down a spooky winding path to a mysterious home where trick-or-treaters are transformed into feral felines. Be careful or you'll be next. Another popular experience here at Halloween Horror Nights is the Mel's Die-In, as we like to call it. So they block out the letters of drive-in to spell out the die-in. And it's actually become such a popular experience that they're turning it into another party zone here at Halloween Horror Nights. So you're gonna be boogieing down to the classic sounds of music and food and interactions with some ghoulish guests.
And here we have it, the final scare zone. This is Masquerade Dance with Death. You're invited to a masquerade ball where bloodthirsty vampires lurk behind ornate disguises. When their masks fall, you will become their prey. Can you survive the night here? Only time will tell.
All right, and just like that, you've seen our hype list. We'd love to know your hype list for Halloween Horror Nights 2025. Remember to come here to Universal all throughout not only August, September, October, and even a little bit of November to get your scares on. And just like that, from A to Z thrills and beyond, remember to keep calm and scare beyond. El Artista, a Spanish, Spanglish.
Hey, you gotta say that one. You gotta say that one.
And I have a feeling he was recording and I don't care.
Okay.